What if 5 days could totally reboot your body, your metabolism, and even your waistline? I just finished my second fasting mimicking diet of the year, and the results blew my mind. Do you want to see the numbers and the real struggle that I went to? Well, grab your green tea and let me tell you all about it. This is based of research from Valter Longo. He wrote the book, The Longevity Diet. It's a 5-day fast. If you are looking for a reset for your body, stay and watch this video, because what I'm about to tell you will challenge everything you know about weight loss during menopause. So I have some baseline measurements that I looked at from the beginning to the end. So they're weight, blood pressure, and ketone levels. When I first heard about fasting, the first thing that came to my head was just drinking water. And this is not like that at all. For 5 days, I ate a very specific meal plan that kind of tricked your body to think that it was fasting. It is fasting, but you are getting nutrients. They're just very, very healthy nutrients. The first day is 1,100 calories, and then the next 4 days are 750 calories, but it's very specific food. You can't eat 750 calories of Oreos, for example. So it's making sure that you're low sugars, low carbs, you're high in healthy fats, and basically it's a lot of vegetables and avocados and olive oil. So it's all about cellular renewal, and it's about giving our midlife bodies the reset it needs. I promise to share everything with you, the good, the bad, the hangry. I have video taken from those particular days. I want you to see what I think are great results, and hopefully you will too. Day 1 is 1,100 calories is what is recommended. It's really not bad. You're not stuffed, but it's a very doable day. So it's just getting your body used to what's about to happen. The hardest part for me really isn't about the food. What it is about is the mindless snacking. So I have a bad habit after dinner to snack on chocolate and pretzels, mindlessly eating in front of the TV. No bueno, not good. So this kind of puts that, like, you got to remember, you can't snack. So day 2, I wasn't really hungry, but I could tell that my body was getting less calories. I could feel my body starting to shift gears. I did forget to check my ketones on this day. However, I felt pretty good. I still went to the gym, still went into my in-home hyperbaric oxygen chamber, but I could tell that my body was starting to use fuel. So the next clip is day of when I was having breakfast on day 2. Breakfast on day 2 of the fast: half an apple and 1 tablespoon of almond butter. Better take it slow. So day 3 was getting harder. Again, the food was not the issue. However, I could tell that I'm not eating a lot. I kept myself very busy in the evenings so I wouldn't think about cravings, and I could tell my body was starting to work. I have a really good clip from day 3, and I did check my ketones, and you'll be able to see that in this clip. Today is day 3 of the fast, and we are feeling it. Yesterday I took a nap for 2 hours. I was wiped out. And today, it's just getting started. It's the beginning of the day, but we just got back from the gym, and the weights were extremely heavy, very heavy, but I made through all my sets. I just kept it at the same weight, but I can definitely feel fatigue. I do think there's a nap in my future, but we're doing it. So day 3, we're about to conquer you. Okay. It's day 3. This is lunchtime, and before I ate lunch, I was gonna check my ketosis reading. So I got this handy dandy little thing. Turn it on, and it has some strips. These strips, okay, so it has a little strip, and it goes into the end of the machine like this. This little dark spot right at the top is where the blood will go. This is a little puncture that comes with the kit. It also has little sterile little lancets to prick yourself. And let's see. Wait, oh, I gotta press this button. Here it goes. Oh. Okay, so I got a little prick. Okay, let's see. I'm at 1.8. 1.8 is, I think, right in the middle of being in ketosis. So for day 3, I'm literally in the middle of the 5-day fast right now. So I am in ketosis, which means my body is starting to do all the good stuff. So 1.8, doing good. So day 4 was my hardest day to date. Every FMD diet I have ever done, that day 4 was the absolute hardest for me. I was a little bit dizzy. I checked my ketones. It was very high, kind of freaked me out. And I did a bunch of research, and basically it was all normal. I could be at that level. It was just that I needed to give myself a little bit more fuel, so that's what I did. I think I had another apple with some almond butter. So, but it was tough. And by the end of the day, I felt really good. I did do a little bit of exercise that day, which was a bad thing. I shouldn't have done that because my body was depleted with the in-home hyperbaric oxygen chamber, as well as the fasting mimicking diet. It was a lot. And so my body was feeling that stress. However, the food issue part of it, it was, okay. I liked the food, and no, I wasn't stuffed, but I wasn't starving either. But my body was a little bit dizzy at the beginning of the day, and I think it's because I used too much energy on a Peloton. So I fixed that by the end of that day. So here's a clip, and you can see all the heartache. If you're really feeling a spark, please do me a favor and hit subscribe. Let YouTube know that you want to see more of this content of midlife, reinvention, transformation. Okay, we are at day 4 of our fast. It is right at 1 o'clock. I'm about to have lunch. I'm not gonna lie, this one's kicking my ass. It is been tough. I've been wanting to tap out, but this day 4 and 5 is when all the really good stuff happens and your body expels all those bad cells. So I'm really trying to stick with it. Today has been very tough. I did a very light Peloton this morning, and like it wiped me out. I took like a 2-hour nap. I am about to do my testing again, and what's it say? 5.3. Ooh, is that too much? Ooh, I gotta look at my my chart. That seems like a lot. My husband just did his, and he is a 2. So I need to verify what 5.3 is. Hold on. So I did do a little bit more research, and it said that if you are feeling weak, if you're feeling great, do nothing. at that level. But if you're feeling weak, you might want to try some hydrating more and put a little bit of salt in your water, as well as maybe get a little bit of carbs. So maybe a handful of nuts or an avocado with some olive oil on it. So I am going to try that because it is kicking my booty today. So, okay. So I'm doing good. It says it's normal. Yay. And I'm really, my body's really working. So all good. Okay. Day 5 actually was really good. What kept me going was knowing that on day 4 and day 5 is when your body is doing the most work. That's when it's actually getting rid of those bad cells. So I had to stick with it, and it was hard. I had my nephew in town, and he came over. Him and his friends that came to visit were hanging out with us for an afternoon. It was hard not celebrating having him here. I did the best I could. I couldn't have snacks with them, but I had my little handful of nuts, and that sufficed for me. But I knew that I had to keep going because I worked too hard to be at day 5 and to quit right then. But day 4 and 5, I was ready to hang it up. I was done. And my husband, even my nephew who came to visit, they were like, don't stop. And so that's what got me through. So you make sure if you do this, you have a cheerleader in the wings with you, or you have a friend who you can count on. I texted my friend too, and I was like, I'm dying. And she was like, keep it up, keep it up. So I had my little tribe to help me get through this journey. And I felt great. After day 5, I was very excited to eat. You need to eat slowly as you start introducing food. What I did is just take a combination of what I had been eating during the fasting and just made meals out of that. I still haven't had anything really, really decadent except cheese since the fast, and that's been a couple weeks. As far as the results, I did lose 4 pounds. I'm sure the first couple days you're losing water. So I have gained about 1.5 pounds back from that, but that is really amazing. It makes me feel good. My blood pressure is usually like 112/67. That is like my natural, what I always have. So my blood pressure stayed there. There was no change for me. But for somebody who has a higher blood pressure, there may be a better difference there for you. And then my ketone levels, as you saw, I was freaked out because I went to 5.3 at one point. And then that afternoon I checked it again and it was like 2.1. So it could have been because I hadn't eaten lunch at that time. I checked my levels before lunch. So that could have very well been what had happened to that spike. I felt my results were I felt my skin glowing. I did lose some pounds, so some clothes were loose. And one of the big things that I loved was I did feel like I had more energy and more clarity. And on top of that, I didn't have any cravings. So I since then, I have had chocolate, but I'm still not craving it, and I'm not gorging on a bunch of chocolate. I'm just having a little square, a little piece. So yeah, it was exciting to see that shift. This is the first one that I have taped my journey through, but 2, I really did feel like I made some good progress. I didn't feel bloated, and I felt, I was eating clean food. So I just really felt good about how I felt in my own skin. The fasting mimicking diet is not a quick fix. However, it is a good tool to use. Dr. Longo recommends that you do it 3 to 4 times a year. And that's what I plan to do. Our bodies at this age have their own agenda. So this kind of brings it back and kind of puts it all in perspective. And so I plan to do it. If you're following my other journey, I'm also doing an in-home hyperbaric oxygen chamber for 12 weeks, 60 sessions over 3 months. So I plan to do it one more time before I'm finished with that, and possibly again in just before the end of the year. My husband only wants to do it one more time this year. It might be very hard to do it without him because he is a big support with it. So we'll see what happens with that. So if you're feeling stuck in your midlife body and you're tired of fad diets, try this. This is a different way to look at food and at your health. This program made me feel more energetic and more confident. Maybe it's time to try something different. I am going to have a link down below that's going to give my menu of what we ate during this week, as well as that chart I was telling you about with your ketone levels. So just remember that it's not about getting our 25-year-old body back. It's about taking the body that we have and running it optimally and to the best we can at this stage of our life. So if you have any questions about the fasting mimicking diet, please leave a comment below and I will answer them. If you are more interested in seeing the next version that I do of the diet, please subscribe to keep up with the updates. Thank you for going on this ride with me, and I hope you enjoyed. If you hear someone eating snacks, that's my husband right next to me. Let's hit this grocery store like a boss. I don't think I can get any more. I'm going to